right, guys. For the game, we got Debo out, Trent Williams questionable, Brock Purdy questionable. Go ahead.
Is Brock on track to pass the concussion protocol tomorrow?
That's the last thing he's got to do.
Just the one step left.
Yeah, just one step left. So
And if he did pass, would he start the game?
yeah, definitely. He's full go today. We just got to pass that tomorrow.
Is there a certain time that you guys can push this up to? I mean, can this go all the way up to 90 minutes before kickoff?
I don't think so. I'm sure. I think we find out tomorrow. Yeah.
Was he able to, you said he was full go today, was he able to push himself throughout the week and just do the normal workload?
Yeah, nothing's been different. I mean, he wasn't allowed to go. He only could do walkthrough the first day. So he missed a couple periods with that, but we had helmets on versus D.
Did Trent do that practicing a little bit today?
He did the beginning part, but nothing against each other.
How is he progressing back?
Better than last week, but he's still not sure. It's kind of proof here in the next 48 hours. He can go up to kickoff though.
I know Debo's not practicing, but how is he doing?
He's doing good. I mean, it's a little fracture, hairline fracture in his shoulder, so we gotta wait for that to heal. But he's healthy enough everywhere else, so he's conditioned and working out, doing well, and hopefully that'll be good after the bye week.
Is it beneficial at all to have the guy that sat in the quarterback room with Joe Burrow for the last 2 years simulating him this week?
I mean, to a degree, I think defensive guys draw what they see on tape and try to tell the quarterback where to go with the ball, what they see on tape, and it's nice when they tell someone that the guy actually knows whether that's right or wrong. You know, it's just our interpretation, so you can actually say no. They don't go to that. We're going here and things like that. So it's always a benefit to have.
Steve Wilkes was talking to us yesterday about taking responsibility for that zero blitz call. What has your conversation been like with him throughout the week?
Just about football, about the fact that happened. I think there was a time issue why we couldn't make that call, and that's without a doubt on me. I'm the one who can stop that, and that's why I will hold the ultimate responsibility on everything. When I was asked 2 days ago about the call, he knows we can't make that off the time, and I messed up on calling a timeout, so we couldn't call it. But I had no problem with the call in terms of what we do. I love blitzing. It's just not something you can do at that time.
He
So
said
we just talk like that, talk football, nothing else.
He said yesterday that he understands the ability of his players and needs to trust that. Do you think that's been an issue for him for the past 6 or 7 weeks?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Zach Taylor told reporters in Cincinnati that while he was with the Rams, he would watch you guys closely, and he said that he's the 49ers was kind of a template as to what he wanted in terms of the progression, and sure enough, they went 2 rough years. In the 3rd year, they were pretty good. Do you know him at all? I know he worked for Sean, but do you know him at all very much personally? Or?
I've gotten to know him just at the owners' meetings and stuff like that. In the last few years, never worked with him and stuff. And I was real close with his father-in-law, Mike Sherman, who was a coordinator when I was the quarterback coach in Houston. So connected through him, but getting to know him over the years as a head coach at the owners' meetings and stuff. And I think everyone always think we're great. Always when first-year coaches struggle with their team and everything, it's really easy for me to say, hey, don't worry, at least you're not start out 0-9. So I can always give that support to people, and my wife can to their wives and things like that. But he's done a hell of a job from where they've come and where they are now, and one of the better teams in this league over these last few years.
With Trent, how do you kind of weigh, if you play Sunday, he will have that bye week to get back, versus if he doesn't play, he gets all that time plus the bye week to come back?
You weigh all that in. That could be the reason you don't. It also could be the reason that we do, in terms of, it was a lot harder last week because we felt if he did go, there was no chance at this week. Or we definitely don't want to hurt him 2 weeks from now. But he also has 2 weeks to recover as opposed to 5.5 days to recover. So we weigh all that into account.
Given the fact that the concussion happened on Monday, was there any thought about just, letting Brock have this week off and so take that decision out of the equation?
Yeah, there was a decision. Based off of how he is and stuff. But to me, that wasn't a decision because how he's been throughout this week, and now that's why he's going to have a chance, and we'll see how the protocol goes tomorrow.
Yeah, you guys haven't lost here in over a year, Kyle. So after that Chiefs game, was there any kind of emphatic message about not putting anything like that on your guys' home field again?
No, I'd like to say there was some special speech that I said never again on our home field, so that's only because of that is why it's been a year. But no, it's never really like that. You just, when you lose, you try to when you win too, but especially when you lose, you gotta keep focusing, you gotta keep, everyone goes through it at times in the year, and usually teams kind of fall behind and turn into the majority of the teams, or you get better and you hunker down and you get better at football, and usually that leads to wins, and I think that's what we've gone through here in these last couple of years, and especially up to that Chiefs game. That was a down spot, and but no, it's 1 week at a time, and I think we played pretty good football for a while.
Yesterday, Christian
Last
McCaffrey
one,
said, being here and learning from all the coaching staff and you is like being a kid in a candy store. How much do you find it more enjoyable to coach a guy who just finds so much, like he's a fan of the game?
It makes me feel like a kid in a candy store. Sometimes people get bored with it. Sometimes they're like, all right, you've heard enough, or we've heard enough, just let me go home and rest, or something like that, which is a big part of it. But it's what's so special about Christian that you don't know until you get him. He seems like he's a guy no one will play, because he's just working so hard and such an overachiever. And he's just like, Coach, let me just be on the team. Everyone has those gym rats who just work so hard. I'd probably describe myself more in college because I'm trying to turn myself into someone that I'm not. And we got a guy like that who's also one of the most talented people in the league. So that's the full package of him, and just how much he loves football, not just with his heart, but also his mind. It's all he thinks about. That's what it seems like.
All right, guys. Lock them
Thanks,
up.
Phil.
Thanks, guys.